So let's talk about real estate versus boring businesses. Now, I always like to compare businesses and the potential outcome. Now, again, real estate's probably a traditional investment that we all talk about as being number one thing you can invest in, right? You got appreciation, you have cash flow, you have tenants, all that good stuff. But essentially the way you want to think about it is like this, right? So this property cost me about $280,000 US, and I had to pay it with cash. There's no mortgages the same way as there is in Dubai. And yes, it's going to cash flow. Yes, it's going to make sense where essentially I'm going to have tenants that are already lined up. I already have an interior designer to actually fill it for me. So it's a pretty cool investment, right? I have a nice little place. It's brand new, just developed. But let's compare it to a boring business. So we start talking about digital payments, where you have a condo like this, which is about like 700 square feet, versus something like this, which is 7 inches. So the thing is this, after everything's said and done, this actually ends up cash flowing more. And here's the reason why. So with the property like this, you've invested into the taxes, registration, real estate agents, the development company, the interior designer, all these things on the front end. And then you have recurring expenses like leaky toilets and all that good stuff. Okay. So after everything's said and done, let's just say you cash flow maybe $200, $300 net per month, if that, versus having a device like this, right? And again, I'm not associated to push this type of device, but the way you want to think about this is pretty simple. So the real estate is like $200, $300 net, right? Best case scenario, especially in 2026. Comparing it to a device like this, where it's going to cost you maybe like $400, $500 as the actual, out the door cost for this. And as customers start using it, you earn residual income, but there's no overhead, because think about it. Customer pays, and what's the expenses? Nothing compared to something like this, which again is a great investment long-term, but if we're just talking about cash flow, things like this make way more sense. And the thing is, most people just don't pay attention to it because, let's be realistic, we're taught to do the traditional investments. We're taught to do real estate. We're taught to save up, do 401ks, 457Bs, Roth IRAs, etc., and it just gets you just above drowning. That's the analogy I'll give you. You get just above drowning, but the people that are actually doing very well actually focus more on cash flow, not locking in all their capital into heavy investments like this. So if I had to choose all over again, I would place 100 more devices like this and pay a team to actually do it for me, versus buying property like this, get the cash flow going, and then reinvest the cash flow into a loan to purchase a real estate investment, which is that long-term asset that it's going to appreciate.